Hey, Battalion fans, welcome back to Battalion Marching Orders. Today's guest is Battalion forward Kyle Jackson, who will be entering his third season with the troops. First, Kyle, how have you been spending this very extended off season?
Yeah, well, it's obviously been different for all of us, but I've just been trying to keep working out, keep my body in shape, and obviously going on the ice still, just really just spending good time with my family, staying safe that way. And all has been good with me. I've been safe, my family's been safe, and the hockey standpoint, I've been working out, so that's all been good.
Yeah, I mean, for a while there, we didn't have a firm date as to if and when a season would start here. Now there's a little bit more details available. But when you didn't know, what's that like in your mind when you're still trying to stay in shape, still trying to be on top of your game, but not knowing when you'll be able to play that game next?
Yeah, for sure. That was very tough during this off season. I think my mindset throughout the whole off season was, be ready whenever we're called to play. Obviously, you can't you can't not think that, or you won't have success. So I did take a little bit of a break during the off season just because my body needed one, and um, then I got back to it, and yeah, I just been working out ever since. And I think now we know when we're gonna start, so I'm excited.
Yeah, and take me through the emotion when you kind of got those first rumblings that there was that tentative start date back in the summer. What went through your head when you found that out?
Yeah, it was actually a very great night, to be honest. I remember we were all wondering what's it gonna be, what's gonna happen. And I remember we had a Zoom meeting and we were told that it's December 1st, and I was like, finally we're gonna be able to go back and play some hockey.
Before we get into the potential season upcoming, let's take us back to the beginning here in your early days of hockey. What were some of your first memories on the ice, and when did you fall in love with the game?
Yeah, well, actually, so my parents always told me that I was never a fan of hockey. Actually, at a young age, like they tried to get skates on me at 4 and 5, and I would just never put them on. And whenever I would go on the ice, I would just be whining, and apparently I just hated it. So around 6 or 7 is when I started obviously enjoying hockey, and I think that's probably when I started to love the game. And ever since then, it's just been hockey, hockey, hockey.
When you finally took a liking to the sport, did you start watching a lot more NHL and things like that?
Yeah, yeah. I shooting pucks always in my little house and everything, watching sports, all the NHL players and all that for
Who were
sure.
some of the players you watched?
Obviously Sidney Crosby, Steven Stamkos, Jonathan Toews, like those type of guys were all in their prime. They're still great players, but they were all in their prime when I was younger, and they incredible to watch.
Now, you grew up in the Ottawa area, but you went to play for the ISS Kings in the United States. Now, I don't know where that is or what that is. Can you maybe fill me in there?
Yeah, well, it's in New Jersey. ISS stands for, I'm not sure what it stands for. It stands for, so the team owner has like a company or a business, and that's what it stands for. And I'm not even sure what it stands for, but I went there for development. It was just, we didn't play in any league. We just played 10 tournaments. I got tons of ice there, and it was just a great development year. That was the main decision for me to go to New Jersey, and it ended up working out well. And yeah, looking back on it, it was an interesting decision. Obviously, moving away at that age, going to New Jersey, but I think it all worked out well.
Were you on your own, or did you have some family down there with you?
No, we didn't have any family, but I had four buddies from Ottawa, so we all kind of like went down together and were on the same team and lived together. So it was a cool experience.
And do you feel like that experience did have an impact on your overall development?
Yeah, I think I got a lot better, matured. Obviously, living away at that age is tough, but I think it helped me mature. And then on the ice, lots of skills. We had like a little rink in the basement, so we on the ice every day. And
Yeah, and I'm sure that probably translated into the decision to play in Toronto for your minor midget year and get that little bit of extra exposure. Take me through that thought process of playing in Toronto in the GTHL.
yeah, for sure, it was the same sort of process as going to New Jersey. I think development was the biggest thing in mind. Going to the GTHL is the best league in all of Ontario, and I knew that, and I knew I was going to play against the best players, and that's what the case was. And I think that's why I went there, and it worked out very well, obviously. Our team didn't have the greatest success, but for me, I developed very well that year. And looking back on it, that was a very good decision because I played against all the players that just got drafted in the first round and second round. So yeah.
Well, and then yourself got drafted that following year to our North Bay Battalion, but you didn't spend the whole season with the troops up here. You kind of split it between here and the CCHL. Take us through your rookie year and some of the emotions and some of the conversations that you were having with battalion staff on what they wanted you to work on, and then finally, when you did get that call up, some of the emotions you remember from those 12 games that you're able to suit up in.
Yeah, it was a good summer. I remember my rookie camp. I didn't have like a great rookie camp in the gym and on the ice, but and they let me know that they knew I needed to get stronger and faster. And I came back to training camp my first year, and I had a really good training camp, and I was stronger. I was better in the gym. I was on the ice. I was better, and then they signed me, obviously, and then I went to go play with OJS because I had that extra year. And whenever I got called up to play in the O, I remember it just being so exciting, like feeling like, oh my God, now I'm going to play in the OHL. This is cool. But it ended up being great. You know, I felt comfortable out there, and I got to see what playing in the OHL was like, and it was awesome.
Do you remember your first goal?
Yeah, yeah, very well.
Take us through it.
It was in Peterborough. I remember picking it up around in the half wall in the own zone, and I just got the puck, looked up, and I saw a bunch of ice. I just kept skating, and I got inside their blue line, and there's two defensemen, and I just saw a hole. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to keep skating, split the D, and I end up getting through. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on net here, and I just a little backhand, forehand, put it up, and it went in, and I'm like, wow, what just happened? I'll take it though.
So do you feel like that taste of OHL experience that you got in your rookie year helped prepare you for your second year where you got in a lot more game action?
Yeah, for sure. I think I knew what it was like to play in the OHL instead of playing a full year in junior A. Getting the OHL games is like, okay, I see how good this league really is, but I also know that I can play in this league and have success. So yeah.
Yeah, and then just take us through last season. Obviously, a kind of a roller coaster ride for the team overall. Let's talk about you personally, though, and I know it's tough for you to do. But how did you feel your game improve from your rookie season to your second year?
Yeah, I thought obviously, like you said, it was a struggle for us throughout the year, um, especially at the start of the year. Our team and myself, I would say I wasn't great throughout the first like half of the year. I just, no confidence really for myself. And then I started to get that like throughout the Christmas break and started playing better. And I think that was really the main thing from my first year to my second year was just getting the confidence back. Like I had success in junior A and I had success when I got called up. I know I can do it. So I just had to keep thinking about that, and obviously had a great summer, got stronger, and kind of just kept rolling into it. And even though it was a tough start for us, I think we ended the year very well, and so did I. So for sure.
You mentioned that you gained your confidence around that Christmas break. That was also right around the coaching change and the general manager change. Obviously, you don't want to speak illy of the previous management, but do you think that little organizational shakeup maybe played a factor in your improvement there too?
Yeah, I think anytime I guess a team changes things up, it changes things, right? Different line combinations, different whatever it may be, it changes things. And yeah, I just remember being able to be myself when I played and just have the confidence, that I can play. And I remember going out there every shift and just it felt way better. I felt more confident, and it led to way more success for sure.
Yeah, and success for you, and then success for the team. You guys finished just a couple points out of a playoff spot before the season was abruptly ended there too. What do you think clicked as a team during that late push where you guys were starting to put some wins together?
Yeah, I think it was just we finally got we got the bounces that we weren't getting early on. We worked extremely hard that throughout the second half of the season, practicing every week, and sometimes we just didn't get the results. And I think the last 10 games we finally got the results that we deserved. We were working hard. Everything was clicking. We were positive, and I think we went like 6-3-2 or something in the last 9, and we looked good. And yeah, looking ahead to next year. I think Battalion fans should be excited.
Yeah, let's get into the off-season moves too, because you guys made some good acquisitions, not only in the draft by getting the first overall pick in both the import and priority selection, but also getting another center on the team with Matvey Guskov. Few new faces, a lot more skill coming up the pipeline. What do you make of some of the off-season moves from the troops this year?
Yeah, I think they're great decisions by the front staff. Obviously, bringing in Gustav from London, hell of a player, drafted to Minnesota. I think he's really going to help our team. Obviously, the 2 first round picks I haven't seen them, but I heard that they're going to be really good players. And I know that Ty Nelson's going to be a big defense for us, and he's going to be huge for our team down the road. And same with the first overall import draft. So I think great decisions and great moves by the front staff, and I think it's going to lead to a lot more success for Battalion.
Now, it's a big season for the team, also a big season for you. You're entering your draft year too. I know that's something that you probably don't want to think about too much, but how do you kind of manage those expectations, knowing that you could potentially get some scouts looking at you over the course of this season?
Yeah, for sure. It's nerve-wracking, but also very exciting at the same time. I know I've never been more prepared for a season in my life, because I think that it comes with the draft year, and you need to be the most prepared you've ever been. And so I've just been working through it, doing everything I can to get better. And I know if I do that, then when the draft comes, I'll have success and hear my name called.
Now, it's been a long time since we've seen you play, Kyle. So how would you describe yourself as a player?
I'm a 200-foot player. Obviously, I like to make plays. I like to make my line mates better, give them the puck, get them going, working it. My vision, I like to say I have really good vision to be able to see the open guy and giving him the puck. My skating, I think a little bit of my skating I need to work on, but I also think I'm a very powerful skater and can skate through it. And yeah.
And just lastly, you mentioned the Battalion fans should be excited. What's kind of your declaration to Battalion fans who may tune in this season, and what they can expect on ice?
Well, I think they can expect a team that's going to, come in every single game and work their hardest. And I think this year we're going to get the results that we deserve. And I think we're going to have a lot more skill. We're going to have a lot more experience. And I think Battalion fans should be very excited for this team. It's going to be a big year for sure for all of us, myself and the team.
Third-year Battalion forward Kyle Jackson, thank you very much for the time.
Great. Thanks for having me.